Match number 8 of the Indian Premier League, and it was the two franchises whose fan bases were waiting for this encounter since over a year now. It was the Chennai Super Kings and the Royal Challengers Bengaluru who were up against each other at the Chepauk Stadium in Chennai. It was the Chennai Super Kings who won the toss and elected to bowl first, putting the Royal Challengers from Bengaluru to bat first, and that has been the trend all throughout the IPL till now. Most of the captains who have won the toss have always elected to bowl first because of the dew factor playing a very big role across all the venues where the Indian Premier League is being played. The two openers from Royal RCB came out in the form of Phil Salt and Virat Kohli. Both started off with a boundary to begin. Both in the beginning did hit a boundary, and Phil Salt made sure that he maximized the runs in the power play. And on the other hand, it was Virat Kohli who was trying to steady the ship before a magical stumping by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who repeated what he did in the first game for the Chennai. He did exactly the same thing, even in quicker time, and it was Phil Salt who had to return back because of sheer brilliance by MS Dhoni behind the stumps. After that, it was Devdutt Padikkal who came out in the centre with Virat Kohli, and where a certain Virat Kohli was struggling to find the right nick and trying to middle the ball. He was trying to take singles, at least not play the dot balls. On the other hand, Devdutt Padikkal did take the attack on before eventually his wicket fell. He also fell just for 27 runs. The captain and the man in form, Rajat Patidar, came in next, and from the word go, he was riding his luck and he did not let that opportunity go waste. He did hit his shots, and just when he was on 17 runs, he gave an opportunity which was dropped by Deepak Hooda off the bowling of Ravindra Jadeja, and this was really going to go ahead and haunt the Chennai Super Kings, because Rajat Patidar, who ended up with 51 runs, was just on 17 runs when his catch was dropped early on in his innings. He continued playing his shots, and on the other hand, Virat Kohli was definitely struggling to make runs quickly in front of the Chennai Super Kings bowlers, and he was struggling to get his rhythm right and not being able to replicate what he did in the season opener against Kolkata Knight Riders, and eventually he had to succumb off a Noor Ahmed who has been in terrific form since the two games that he's played till now in the IPL. Virat Kohli, of playing just a knock of run a ball, had to go back to the pavilion and make sure that his team continues to score the big runs. Although Rajat Patidar tried to steady the ship, it was Liam Livingstone and Jitesh Sharma who came in and had to go back to the pavilion very soon. But Rajat Patidar, on the other hand, continued to play his shots, making sure that the Royal Challengers Bengaluru get to a decent enough total that makes sure that they are at least in the games at the center point of the game, despite the fact that Virat Kohli did not have the best of his days. It was Matisha Pathirana who continued his form from the last game, and he picked crucial wickets on regular intervals. It was Pathirana and Noor Ahmed who made sure that the Chennai Super Kings continued to take wickets regularly, and at no point was RCB able to bat out the Chennai Super Kings, at least when we were sitting here at the mid-time of the match. But after Patidar got out, it looked like that RCB might be short of runs. But this man who comes from Australia initially started playing his cricket for the Singapore team. 3 massive sixes to Sam Curran, making sure that the RCB total crosses 190, which looked to be a very strong total on a Chepauk wicket that was starting to slow on a bit, that was sticking a bit, and run scoring wasn't that easy, and that was very visible by the kind of knot Virat Kohli played. So these 3 sixes in the last over against Sam Curran absolutely changed the game, took the momentum towards the RCB camp, and at midpoint RCB were a happy team with 196 runs on the board. It seemed like that RCB, if they stick to their plans and get early wickets, they definitely might be able to win a game at Chepauk after a gap of over 17 long years. And that's exactly what RCB was able to do. Josh Hazlewood, who has been in terrific form, even though he is known to to be a test specialist. He has shown that if you are good in test cricket, you can replicate that in the shortest format as well. And from the word go, in his first over itself, he got rid of the two big names in the Chennai batting order, and those names were of Ruturaj Gaikwad and Rahul Tripathi. Both had to go back, and Chennai were 2 down for score of 8, chasing a total of 197 that looked like 220 on a which wicket that was getting slower and slower by each passing over. Josh Hazlewood makes sure, and after that there were 2 more wickets in form of Sam Curran and Deepak Hooda, who had to fall as well. But on the other end was Rachin Ravindra, making sure that Chennai Super Kings are totally not out of the game. Last game he had a great outing, but here run scoring wasn't easy and wickets were falling on regular intervals. But he tried to steady the ship, and he was joined in the centre by none other than Shivam Dube as well. Sam Curran also had to succumb. Rachin Ravindra continued to play his shots, and then he was joined by Shivam Dube, and both of them tried to get back in the game, but till then it was very late, and it was high time that the Chennai Super Kings were well out of this game, because the RCB had taken regular wickets. Most of the wickets were taken. Sam Curran had departed, Deepak Hooda departed, Rahul Tripathi departed, and also Ruturaj Gaikwad departed. This was the last batting pair in that sense, Shivam Dube and Rachin Ravindra, who were trying to get closer to the game, trying to play for the net run rate so that the victory doesn't go far behind. But just in a matter of time, both Rachin Ravindra and Shivam Dube had to go back, and this time it was Yash Dayal who made sure that the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, if Chennai was creeping in the game as well, then at no point that was going to be the pace. RCB went for the kill, taking these 2 big wickets, making sure that this is not going to be a game where Chennai Super King wins, and they were going to register their first victory at the Chepauk after 17 long years. Ravindra Jadeja and Mahendra Singh Dhoni did show some signs of power hitting in the middle order, but till then it was very late. That was going to be the debate for a long time now, that where MS Dhoni should be batting, but he came out to bat at number 9. Until then, they weren't fighting for a winning cause. It was going to be playing for the net run rate, and even though both the batters did stay in the middle for a while, the game was long lost. Jadeja had to go back as well, 3rd wicket for Hazlewood, and then it was a done deal for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. It was just about bowling the full balls before the game actually was going to be called quits. And just before that, the Mahendra Singh Dhoni, none other than him, gave a reason to smile to the Chennai Super Kings fans with late blitz in the final over against Krunal Pandya. But the game was already won by the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, and 2 more points they have in their kitty, and a team that wasn't one of the favourites in this tournament now sits at the top of the points table after the first 2 games that they have played, and 2 victories against really difficult oppositions. The moment that everybody was waiting for, last time this is something that was talked about a lot. No handshakes between Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni last time, but today they made sure that cameras were on them. Both of them did shake their hands, did have a laugh here and there, and also a scene hugging, and this definitely would have made the fans happy, no matter which side of the table you were supporting. So we are 8 games down in the Indian Premier League, and it's turning out to be a great tournament in just 8 games time. I hope you guys are liking the highlights of the Indian Premier League till now, and if you haven't subscribed to Sports Today, do not forget to press the subscribe button. Also press the bell icon so that as soon as we are live, you guys come to know first.